What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Grinch who invoked the winds on Christmas, back with a special episode of Point and Laugh that has been sponsored by Boot.dev, who, like me, love fat backend web development courses. Boot.dev is an online course provider with a variety of curriculums that all revolve around one central concept: tricking you, productivity style. The coursework itself is based on getting you up to speed with practical, real-life projects. However, it is dressed up like an RPG with experience, quests, achievements, all little toys to help you approach it with the enthusiasm of your 7 p.m. Commander game instead of your 11 p.m. one. They'll cover everything you need, from the basics of SQL to navigating an interview for one of these positions. They'll even teach you how to dock. A staple of deploying code to production. And if all this sounds like bells and whistles to convince you to spend your money without actually learning anything, do not worry. Boot.dev is standing by their value with both a 30-day money-back guarantee, and all content on their site is free to read and watch. You will need a paid membership to complete practice problems, receive guided assistance, or track your progress with all of those game mechanics I mentioned earlier, but you are free to investigate every subject and see if it's something you want to learn ahead of time. So if you're looking to make a change, head to boot.dev today and use code MALLTOWN to get 25% off your first membership fee. With no further ado, let's see what deck boot.dev has sent in for us today. It's fucking Temur Artifacts. So today we are going to be looking at the Boot.dev University of Magical and Culinary Arts. It is time to go to Bear School. Let me go back and pull up the link. Okay, in Mox... What the hell, man? What's even going on here? You told me cute. You told me... Why do I see Henry Kissinger in this fucking deck? What? We said silly bear. You told me silly bear food. I'm gonna go find a screenshot. Yeah, notably not a game changer. Boot.dev is here on YouTube. Oh, ooh, good start to the day. Good start to the day. If I was not awake from the caffeine, I would be awake now. Here's the commander of the deck that has Urza in it. This is Boots Wizarding Gourmand, a 6-mana Temur commander. On ETB, make 3 foods. Oh my god, that's where you're playing Urza. I remember looking at this commander and being like, wow, make 3 artifacts on ETB could get kind of gross, but I guess they're using it for silly food stuff. It's probably okay. And I have been immediately proven wrong. Why is ward cost sack of food? Well, initially I believed it was like, oh, we're doing cute hexproof for my dumb little food deck. I see now we are doing you are not killing my combo engine. I see the Berenstein Bears hit a military surplus store and bought a bunch of Kevlar. Yeah, Ward, get out of here. Ward, pack it up. All right, whenever we sack a food, we give something in our graveyard, flashback until end of turn, but it is not cost reduced. So it looks like the legal version we have in here is Iroh. This is this is relatively 1-to-1, except we have a hexproof Iroh, and we have a primer for this too. We need to convey 2 things. Boots is powerful but fallible and loves food. We're trying to turn food tokens into mana rocks and then turn those mana rocks into lethal combat damage. The primary way this is done is by resolving Tooth and Nail and putting Depth Shaker Titan, oh my god, and Crater Hoof onto the field. That has to be the most Temur thing I have heard. In Conjurer's Closet. And we have a okay. This has got to be the most Temur thing I've seen in my life. How are you gonna, oh, you got a custom card? That's so sick. How are you gonna win? Oh, I'm gonna play every Crater Hoof I can. I'm going to hoof you twice straight in the and I'm going to make you regret that you ever let me reuse a tutor. Oh my god, we have Psych. This is why nobody trusts the custom cards. This is why we don't trust like that. All right, $4,000 in lands. What is the 4,000? I'm tight. I'm tight because this isn't even correct. I don't know how many creatures you get out. It can't be enough. It can't be enough, man. You said we're making foods. Maul, tell me we have Nuka-Cola vending machine and Academy manufacturer and some way to return Depth Shaker to hand for infinite food bombs. I doubt we need that. I think if you resolve Tooth and Nail, you just win. Because if all your foods become 3/3s with melee, and then you Crater Hoof buff over the top, like you You deeply don't need that. Of course, what else would we be missing but a Final Fantasy draft uncommon that was not even that good in draft? We're I can't help but notice. We're playing like, I think it's soft combo, right? This is like bracket 3 combo. We're trying to accrue on board a bunch of food, and then we play from hand a win condition for all of our food. And our commander already lets us reuse spells. What spell do you need to cast 4 fucking times? What spell do you have to cast 4 times that we have to go play the spell, Sorceress Schemes it, flashback Sorceress Schemes it, flashback the spell? What's Bosco doing here? He makes food, dog. What do you mean? It's a food deck. Why are you worried? This is a normal food deck, and we're making cute little food tokens. We're making adorable little food tokens. That's why Boomy's that's why we're spending 2 mana to make 1 food. What do you mean? Of course we would spend, all artifacts are food? Yeah, you're going to prison. Bosco is boots too. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Okay, so this is a mana converter. Cabbage Merchant, actually insane food generator. Killer Service ETB make 3 food. Okay. Campsite Cuisine. So this is on any legendary. I'm presuming we have a lot of these. What? Another ETB discard for some. At this point, I am convinced the actual purpose of this deck is to cast Psych Rift as many times as possible. I am genuinely amazed at the number of ways we have to return spells to hand when our commander is already recasting them for practically free. Edgar, King of Figaro, why? Fuck you, that's why. Draw a card for each food I control, bro. There is certainly a better version of this card that is propping up in my brain, but I can kind of see this as like legendary creature who will give me a big burst of card draw if I have a bunch of foods on the field. There's one card I'm thinking of. Typically I don't get into the upgrades this soon, but there's a blue card that I'm thinking of. Ah, yes. You can Neoform for him. I think if you Neoform for Edgar, King of Figaro, you are a crazy man. You are a crazy man who should be put in the same chair they put Eisen in. I think you could consider Universal Surveillance, because this is doing the same type of thing. But if you do have a creature ladder going on, then I can see the argument for Edgar as well, because this is also kind of 1-to-1. Hey, how many foods do I have? That's how many bonus cards I get. Time of need. Oh my lord. Help! Help! It's my time of need. Go get Urza! The bear thing! It's not working! Go get Urza! I'm willing to put Spider-Man cards in this deck, but I'm gonna proxy the Omen Pass version. Listen, you do that, it is hilarious that we're like, yeah, this is my custom bear commander. Fuck Spider-Man! I'm J. Jonah Barrison. I hate Spider-Man. I love the forest. Okay, so let's see the speed at which we're currently going out. Fucking, we got a Soul Ring, man. All right. Hey, it turns out you try your best and then nothing you do matters, because sometimes they just rip turn 1 Soul Ring. So I can't actually cast Toph, but I don't need to because I don't have anything back. I need a green creature out. I think I just kick Consult the Star Charts, which feels terrible. Wow, whoa, this feels awful. How is this not working? Our pips aren't. Our pips just aren't there. We have to do Consult the Star Charts. So these 2 cards, we get them both. We get Ancient Tomb. I think now this will fix stuff, because now we can get multiple blue. What in God's name? In a stunning turn of events, I'm gonna rip turn 3 Y'shtola Rule and have nothing else I can cast. I'll play Archway of Innovation. I have an island. I really don't want to Neoform her because she's one of the really good ones. So I think I go 4 for Thrawn Dynamo. This gets my artifact count up to 2 for Thought Monitor. So this thing is 5 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thought Monitor, draw 2. Dope. End step, me when I flicker, draw 2. End step, me when I flicker, draw 2. Okay, I'm going to discard to hand size. So I'm going to discard the stuff that I can recast because I am very smart. I discard all these very threatening spells. Now I go Command Tower. I think now my pips are good for casting Boots. Boots is here. So 1, 2, 3 for the colorless. 4, 5, 6. I make 3 foods. I can't make these into mana, so what I want to do is, I want to get one of these spells out, but I don't have the pips for it. Is there a way that I could have? Yes, I think this can pay in to be blue-red, and this can be the green pip. So I can keep, oh no, but then I don't have, hold on, can I Ancient Tomb it? So green pip, blue-red pip, colorless pips, I can't. So I can keep up Archway and Breeding Pool, then I can Neoform, fuck. Oh, Wrath, help, I'm trying to combo, but I keep tripping over my massive hog. God damn it. Yeah, we Neoform Thought for an 8-drop, but what's our 8-drop? Isn't our only one Craterhoof? And I don't even think we want him here right now. Depth Shaker? We don't want him though. We don't want Depth Shaker out right now. No. I think Displaced Dinosaurs is 7, yeah. Yeah, it's 7. So I think what we would do, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right about this line. I Neoform my own fucking commander. I get Displaced Dinosaurs. And then on end step, I flicker Thought Monitor twice, draw 4 cards. And Thought Monitor is a 7/7, by the way, now. And now I definitely win. If you let me play Boots again, I 100% win the game. Stuff they could probably do with not being there is likely Gourmand's Talent. This is an inconsistent way to maybe make foods, and I'm just not seeing the paths, or I'm not seeing the paths actually come together. Memories Returning, I think, could become something different. Time of Need, you're a jerk, but you're right. Depth Through, who's our wizard? Who is being wizard cycled right now? If you wizard cycle for Archaeomancer, I'm gonna freak. Why do we have Transit Mage? Oh, Krark-Clan Ironworks, okay. So we're wizard cycling for Transit Mage to KCI, or for Spellseeker to get Conjurer's Closet. Also, no, you're cutting that, I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say, Boot.dev. We're murdering Conjurer's Closet with a hammer. I think Bloom Tender works decently. I think, yeah, most of what is sticking out to me is fucking Regrowth, first of all. All right, I think Gourmand's Talent, Memories Returning, Sorceress's Schemes, and Regrowth. I think these could all become different cards that made the deck feel more powerful on a one-to-one basis. Mainly because with how fast this deck can go, most of those cards feel like they're doing things that are like too wildly normal for the deck that wants to be like 55 Urzas, 55 Galazeth Prismaris, 55 Iroh ETBs, 55 Craterhoofs. And then the only other thing that sticks out is this ramp section feels awkward, because a lot of the things I'm trying to get up to casting, it doesn't actually feel like I need cost reducers that much, because the cost reducers I feel like I want if I'm trying to cast a ton of instants and sorceries in one turn, and it feels like the only time I'm trying to do that is if I've already won, or if I'm already in a position where I'm about to win. I don't know why we don't have Nuka-Cola vending machine. That could probably, Gourmand's Talent could probably become that, and the bear could probably stop by the break room a little bit more often and be happier than he currently is. But anyway, returning to the ramp section, this run out just feels strange to me, because most of what it feels like is holding me back is the ability to spend a lot of mana to start laying down my big scary creatures like Displacer Kitten or like Urza. Like, it doesn't really feel like casting Boomy's Feast Lecture for green rather than 1 in a green is the difference maker for this deck. It feels like laying down KCI the same turn I play, or like double spelling KCI Y'shtola is the big thing for this deck. I don't think I want that land. Oh look, Urza. Chalk this in, Urza. Like, there we go. So Gilded Goose worked. We made a food and we got rid of it to make this Karnstruct. But now the Karnstruct taps for mana. Yippee wahoo. Like, I could Boomy's Feast Lecture. I could Sorceress's Schemes. Like, if this was drawn from Dreams, if this was Ghostly Flicker, and I could flicker even just like Goose Urza, would be a pretty dope flicker, because that would get me an extra food, it would get me an extra Karnstruct. We can get KCI out if we want the table to just murder us. So right now we make 1 food, yippee wahoo. I'll Earthbend this again, and then, oh, I need to make green for this though. So I'll use like 1 in a green here, 1 in a green here. I'll tap Gilded Goose, I'll make an extra food. For my next trick, I now have Commander mana. I'll play him, 3 more. And then, like, again, if this is a flicker, and we have a flicker in the grave, I can sack 1, I can do the flicker of Iroh Urza, and then I'm up to, like, I think 3 total constructs because we've theoretically flickered them before. I'm up to like 9 foods or something. So I think what we have is a little bit too much redundancy when you still have a lot of things on the bench that are just good and cool spells for the strategy you're trying to do. Like we have the Ghostly Flicker, Essence Flux, Blur gets you a card, Displace hits multiple things, Teferi's Time Twist is cheaper and is instant speed. Like there's a lot of very, very good protection spells. There's Splash Portal, which is super cheap. The Twist returns at end step though. That's true, but you can just cast this on an opponent's turn. I do think that knocks down Twist a little bit. I don't really think it knocks down Planar Incision. I don't think it knocks down Blur. I don't think it knocks down, you know, like Splash Portal. You got Lily Splash Mentor on the bench, dude. Creatures of the Forest, become my blade once more. We're gonna put you do have a bad heart for sure. The fact that we warped a silly little fucking what if I had a little Chef Bear card into like, yeah, I need Urza. You definitely have a bad heart. I think for table appropriate, I would say this is neat. This is definitely operating somewhere in the amorphous zone of bracket 3 to like high end of bracket 3 to low end of bracket 4. I think it's generally okay. I think there's a couple spells in here. I think you like Boomy's Feast Lecture too much because we're trying so hard to recur the most normal spells ever and then we hit them with overloaded Psych Rift and you gotta fix that inside you.